Okay, welcome back to another Faulty Basil episode. I sincerely hope the sound is better on this one. I don't know if you can tell by the way it's moving, but I am wearing the camera today. Just wanted to go through a couple of the bits that I've already done. So the only episode I have so far on this is the battery episode. If I can get it to point down at the battery. There you go. Is the battery episode. And what happened with this was dead simple. As you can see, there's 4 terminals, and all I'd done is I was probably looking at the wrong side, and I put the battery in the wrong way, and I was connecting it the wrong way around, so it was tripping the fuse every time. So luckily I didn't do any damage to the bike. I have since installed it and run it, and it runs as smooth as it can for a bike who hasn't run in a fair few years. So yeah, when you're putting them in, just pay attention. There's a little minus and a little plus next to each terminal. Red goes to plus, ground or negative goes to the minus. So yeah, silly mistake. I fixed it, I spotted it, and all's good. And beyond that, I've actually had this petrol tank on and off because I wanted to change the spark plugs before I run it up for the first time, which I have done. The spark plugs have been changed. As I said, it's been run. The carbs have some carb cleaner in them. So yeah, the thing will start, it will run. I rigged up a special duct system to take the fumes out of the carriage, and it was brilliant. And no doubt you will see it before this thing goes out onto the road anyway, unless I can engineer a better way of getting the fumes out. So yeah, that is. Oh, that's the only other thing. So as you can see, if you're taking off the petrol tank, it's pretty much the same. Certainly been the same for the 2 motorbikes I've done it on so far, but 2 bolts at the front, 2 bolts at the back. Sometimes there's a hinge at the back. It depends on the age and the model. But I've gone through this air filter, and I've also replaced, if I can get to it, there you go. So when I first tried to start it, it wasn't working. So here you can see I've put some new fuel line in because that had completely failed. In fact, it looks like this. No, it's just kink. And also, there is a new fuel pump. Let's see how far off I can get this tank. So there you go. These fuel tanks just lift off. I'm actually going to take it off today. And if you look down there, you can see holding. Right. So that is the fuel pump, and that needed replacing. So it was just a case of putting my registration into eBay, finding the right pump model. Really, if I remember right, there's a really simple split. One of them is it's held on by rubber clips, if I'm honest. And so I just replaced that, and yeah, works a dream now. So I have a new fuel filter. I haven't replaced it yet because what I've kind of relied on is that the old fuel filter might have some crap in it, would act as a better filter. So it's a theory in water treatment where sometimes you have to build a layer of crap up on a filter, which then increases the productivity of the filter, so or the efficiency of the filter. So yeah, I've sort of tried to take out crap by leaving a dirty filter in there. So yeah, hopefully that's good. Don't worry, it's going to have a load of fuel cleaner go through it, and fuel system cleaner, and all of that stuff. Whatever I can do to improve the health of the engine with that, basically without having to take the engine apart. I would really love. I'd really love to sort of experience it and know how to do it, but ideally I don't have the facilities to be stripping engines down. So hey, who knows, if this takes off, then maybe I can get a workshop and dedicate some time to it. But in my current situation, I can't do that. So yeah. So my plan for today, for this episode, is going to be stripping as much of this off as possible. So I'm going to be taking this air filter off. Petrol tank, as you can see, is already on its way off. Underneath the air filter are the carbs, so I've got to make sure the carbs are still covered, which I'm fairly certain they are. And I'll show you how I've done that. And what I want to do is, so the fuel line I've replaced is from here down to here, and then there's another bit from the fuel pump to where it splits to go into the 4 cylinders. But the cylinder fuel, there you go, down there, I don't know if you can see that. That's where it splits. So I'm going to replace the smaller lines that go into each of the cylinders as well, just because, really, just to make sure that what's going into the system is as clean as possible, the lines are in as good as condition as possible, and with any luck that'll work out nicely for me. So yeah, I don't know. So if I put this tank back down and just balance it, and then take you here, and you can see here, not very well admittedly, and I'll try and colour this in or something when I do it, but you've got, so this is reserve, then you got off, and then you got on. So I'm going to switch the fuel tank to off, it's going to slide off, and then my son's going to call me. So hold on, I'm going to pause and come back to you. Okie dokie, sorry about that. Got one of the kids out with me, and don't mind it being on film really, but he might just be asking pointless questions, which he was in this particular instance. So yeah, so I'm going to take this petrol tank off. So as you can see, nice gloves. These are my own. If anyone from my company happens to be watching, I ended up buying my own. I can't take one box at a time if I'm only ordering one box at a time, so I have ordered my own gloves. And I've ordered the wrong size as well by the feels of it, but actually probably going to get on with them okay. They got grip. Yeah, I do recommend these orange or black ones with the grip, and a nice thick glove as well, particularly when you're doing stuff like this. So yeah, so hopefully let's try and stop you swinging. So I haven't clipped these on because I knew I was going to be taking this off straight away. So we'll take the hose off. Now, yeah, I thought it would be. There's no fuel in the line at the moment, so we're all good there. What we're not good on is this. So I am going to pause briefly. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the petrol tank up. Just one thing I'm going to do. So this is where the nozzle connects on, and just in case, it's probably not going to make much difference if it is, but I mean, if you've got an old glove you've worn, it's probably better than wasting new ones. Since I've not got any black gloves in the garage at the moment, this is either an old glove or a used one. So, or sorry, it's either one from a set that I don't have anymore. It's a used glove. So, just going to tidy that up, and then I'm going to take the tank. So the tank's disconnected, as you can see, so I'm going to go and put that on my shelving unit. As you can see, I've moved things around a bit. It's a bit dark in this corner. There you go. Tank stored. Yeah, you can see I've got loads of stuff. So now we're down to this. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the tripod. Okay, right, so you're on the tripod now, which I've just folded the legs in on. Never mind. So once you've taken the tank off, you get to the air filter. As you can see, there's a bolt at the front holding it, very long bolts go through this section, and then a couple at the back. And then, theoretically, assuming I haven't done something up, it's got a couple of hoses at the back as well. One's clipped on, one's not. If I remember rightly, the one that's not is an exhaust, and the one that is related to something here, which I can't remember what it is. It's like a regulator or something, I'm not sure. We'll have a look later. But yeah, but as you can see, it opens up, and then you've got the carbs, which are not covered. Do I waste some gloves, or do I go and get clean from the kitchen? We shall see, because I want to get this all off. You want to cover the carbs. You want to cover anything that exposes the engine, because you don't want crap or moisture getting into the engine, because you'll suffer corrosion or other issues. So yeah, what I did in the past, and I'm surprised I've taken it. I think I must have taken it off because I was running it. But yeah, so what I've done in the past is exactly like I've just done with the end of the fuel tank. I will put a glove over each carb and cable tie it on, and that will then hold it until I'm ready to run the engine again. But I'm planning on taking this off, taking this off, taking that off, and see what I've got underneath. I need to find the VIN number because I need to sort out a new logbook for it, because the previous owner can't find it at the moment. Although no doubt I'll do that and then he'll find it. Like I say, see if we can have a look at this swing arm. If anyone does watch this and is does MOTs on motorbikes, you can see here, if you see the change in the light, there's a dent in the swing arm. Now, if somebody's told me that's an MOT failure, to me, it doesn't seem that serious a dent. I don't think it goes all the way through. I mean, they're not expensive. I can probably get another one soon enough. I just think, is there any need? So I'll be raising it up on my new Haber Skylift, as covered in the previous episode, and taking the exhaust off as well. Just getting to the underneath and seeing what I need to do, or do I just need to scrap it? Have I wasted money on it? Going to be taking all the brakes off as well when I get it up to height, and replace them with new. So, okay, I'm going to try and talk loudly and clearly because the microphone didn't pick me up too well yesterday. I'm not even sure where the microphone is on this. It looks like it's just below the camera. So the clipped hose at the back, I'm just going to move the clip down out of the way. Is it easier? I think it's easier to pull it off of this thing that it's attached to, or it should be. There we go, pulled off. And then, like I say, the other side I know is an exhaust, I remember from last time. So yeah, we'll establish what that is. That stinks of fuel, so that's a good sign. So I'm going to take this, put it around the corner. Air filter, I've got a new air filter, I've got new oil filters, so we'll deal with them when it comes to it. Now, this, is it bolted at the back? Right, that's the fuel line, so I'm going to want to mark that and cover that as well. Just trying to think, would cling film be enough or would gloves be better? So anyway, there's another air take at the back that goes off and down into the engine somewhere, and this, I'm fairly certain, this wire here will come up with it because it's got a clip on it, but I think it's a moisture release. So the problem is, and if I take a look, these are the air intakes, the main air intakes, and I think one of them is just a bit stuck in, or just because of the way the engine's built, or the air intake's built, so I've got to remember to take it off. I have the Haynes manual behind. Oh no, I don't, it's on the shelf now. There you go, you just pull that off. The engine smells of fuel, which I'm taking as a good sign. There you go, pull it, and there you go. There's the air filter. So again, I'm going to take it. I'm surprised that come up. I'm sure that's just a drain. Oh, I might go into the oil sump. I'm not sure about that. Okay. So what I have done is I've just paired them together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause you. I'm going to go and get a couple of gloves to cover this with, and then, in all honesty, other than going over the top of the engine with WD-40, I'm not going to do anything, and I'm about to be interrupted again. So, perfect pausing point. Okay, I'm going to do one final thing, and then unfortunately I have to go in. So as you can see, I've already done it on the 3, but I thought I'd show you one. So just taking a glove, put it over the end, and then So I reorganised my garage the other day, and now I don't know where any of my own stuff is. I know where they are. Apologies. So I've always got far too many cable ties from past jobs, from excess to take home. But yeah, I'm just going to cable tie these on. They're not going to come off really. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to put them down like that, simply so they're out my way a bit. The gloves obviously on the inside should be clean. Otherwise, what's the point in having rubber gloves in the medical professions and all of that? And my son is selling stuff for some reason behind me. So yeah, we'll do that. And yeah, apologies if you can hear him. I did tell him to be quiet, but what can you tell him? Hey, wouldn't be without him for sure. So I wouldn't be without mine. I don't know about the rest of you anyway, but certainly wouldn't be without mine. So yeah. So this is the reason why I've got to cut this this particular shot short, because the other one has awoken from his nap. So I'm going to go in and look, well, not look after him, he's my child, but be with him. So I've lost some side snips. No, I've got another pair of side snips in here. These are way better than normal side cutters, because they're kind of designed for... this is just so I don't keep getting annoyed by cable ties touching me, because ultimately the cable tie is now useless, so I'll just cut them off. So you can see I put a little bit of a this is a air filter, if I remember rightly, that I have lying around the garage. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that in there because I want to be, although that being said, I've got to replace the fuel filter anyway, but just want to make sure that the fuel line's sealed off from the atmosphere, because you never know, I might be grinding or something. I don't want to create a spark. So I'm going to put what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a glove and I'm going to cut the fingers off, and all of these exposed hoses, so this one, these two from the air intake, this fuel line here, and these on the air intake as well. And this, I believe, is a breather pipe for part of the engine. This, I don't know if this is the sump. I'm learning as I go as well a little bit. I haven't gone this deep in the past, so whatever this is, I'm going to just cover these exposed holes with fingers, do exactly what I've done there, but with smaller cable ties if I can find them. And then that's it. So I'm going to pause you again, finish, and then go and look after my boy. Okay, so welcome back from a little break there. Well, it won't have been a little break for you, but anyway. One thing I want to do before I move on, the plan for this episode is solely to take all the fairings off and have a look underneath and start to clear up some of these things, basically clean underneath, get it ready for almost reassembly. As I've said before, I'm not doing drastic amounts of this bike, I'm just trying to get it working. But one thing I want to do, just want to check the inner diameter of this hose, and simply what I'll do, they have these kind of clips on, funnily enough. So I'm just going to remove one of them, whichever one I can get off, measure the hose it's going into, and measure the inner diameter of the measure the spigot it's going onto, and measure the inner diameter of the hose as well. Once I know that, I've found some reinforced stuff on Amazon, so I'll order some from Amazon, and I'll just replace these just to make sure. I mean, these actually, they're dirty because they're by the engine, but they're not in bad condition. However, this bike is nearly 30 years old, so let's replace them because I'm working in this area anyway. And then like I said, most of the rest of it will probably be done, if I can figure out how to do it, in fast motion or stop motion, whatever it's called, because I'm probably not going to talk much whilst I'm taking the fairings off. Fairings are fairly self-explanatory. You just got to find the bolts and the brackets that hold them on. I need to find a second one of these brackets if I can, because the one on the other side is snapped. You can see all of these screws, and then there'll be another one underneath, I imagine, because this side will be separate from the other side, and that looks like it's come out there. So have I got another broken one, or has it just dropped off? Who knows? So I am going to leave you with me whilst we take this fuel hose off. And what I'm hoping, what just beeped at me? Something in this garage just beeped at me. I was hoping to take this other one off because I think it'll be easier, but it's not letting me get to it. So first of all, if you've got a safety catch on your pliers, undo the safety catch. Sorry, staring at the camera now. Just move that up because I don't want to lose it. And you can see the colour, well, you might not, so we'll try. You can see the colour change between where it's been clamped for so long and where it's been a bit more exposed. A little bit worried about that cracking because that's brand new, however, it's not in a bad place, so I think we should replace it again. Sorry if you just got a big shot of my thumb. So yeah, let's wiggle this off. There we go. That's quite easy. I don't know, I thought it was going to be way harder than that. Right, let's find the tool that I forgot the name of. Calipers. Right, sorry if you just got a load of rattling then. So anyway, this one's actually a broken set of calipers, but, well, I say broken, the digital part of it works. Doesn't work, sorry. So obviously this is rubber hose, don't do what I just did and force it too hard. All you want to do is just get it so it touches both sides. So I've got 8mm in a diameter, which is what I was expecting to get, if I'm honest. Yeah, 8mm in a diameter, so I'm going to order myself 8mm hose. I'm going to put this back on just simply because I can smell fuel, so I don't want anything getting in where it shouldn't right now. And there you go. That's going to hold on for now until I get a new one. I am going to see online if I can find, like, I'm sure I've seen it and I'm wondering if I imagined it now, bolt and screw packs so I can remove like this bolt. I am going to box them. I've got an organiser, so if you are going to take things off, make sure you've got some way of tracking it. It's something I do at work. It's something anybody who does stuff like this should really be doing. So I'll take these off. I'll put them in my little organiser box. If I'm worried I might forget what they are, like if there's a lot in different places or something, I'll put a little label in with them saying, right, these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws that hold on the back fairings. Got a little set of post-it notes in there. I'll just chuck it in there so it's all organised. I'll take a little shot of it later if I remember, and you can see. But I mean, my organisation might not work for you. My organisation is not brilliant as well. So yeah, there's that. So I'm gonna have to watch my own video to remember what 8mm in a diameter, wasn't it? Which is a couple of sizes down from what I was looking at, but that's fine. And yeah, we'll crack on. So now I'm going to start to strip the fairing off. So what you're going to see is you're going to see me move I keep wanting to say calendar. Something wrong with me today. I've only got a few more days working from home, or being at home, where I can work, and then I'm away for a little while. So there might be a bit of a delay before the next episode. So more I can get done this week on just trying to improve the look of it a little bit and that, because I think I am going to do some work on the panels. Looking at the damage on them, I'm going to probably sand them off and respray them, If there's any cracks, they're fiberglass by the looks of it. So I'm going to buy a fiberglass repair kit and do that just to make it look, the fairing look a little bit nicer. And then these are going to go. I'm going to get brand new ones of these because they're buggered anyway. So, but that's what I'm mostly going to be doing for now. Taking all this shit off. I think one swear's all right. Yeah, and then what I'll do as well is I'll strip it all down, get it to a certain point, and then when I'm happy that it's going to be soon time to start putting it back together, I'm going to run it first because it's not been run. I've run it and I know it runs, but if it won't run again, like if I don't want to put it. Basically, there's a bolt missing there. Interesting. Again, another reason to find a bolts and spares kit. So yeah, if I don't think it's going to run, there's no point in me putting it back together to find out I do have to balance the carbs, or I do have to strip the engine, or excuse me, choking on air there, or I do need to take the gearbox off. So that's the other reason for removing all the fairing. One thing I haven't mentioned, sorry I'm rambling a bit now, but one thing I haven't mentioned, I installed this myself. It's a connector for an Oxford trickle charger. I put these onto all the bikes I own, or all the bikes that my dad has. He might put his own on, or I might do it for him, dependent on our work schedules. But yeah, we always have them, and I thoroughly recommend if your bike sits for any length of time, basically any more than a week, I'd have a trickle charger on it if I were you. Just a suggestion. Okay, so like I say, from this point onwards, hopefully I'll be able to figure out on the computer, and you'll be seeing me fast track removing all this stuff. And then I'll sign off at the end of the episode and get it up, hopefully this week. There you go, got the exhaust off. I'm hoping I can find these bits. Yeah, that exhaust is not necessarily in a great way. But there it is. I don't worry about what's been put on my garage floor. So I'm not going to bin it just yet, but essentially that is going to scrap. So this is much more lightweight in comparison, but also just looks the bees. I don't yet know how it's going to get fitted on now. Yeah, I'm going to need some kind of coupling device by the looks of it. But that could be worked out, I'm sure. So yeah, I'm going to take the whole manifold off and clean it up though. That looks like it has it gets pulled on, which is fine by me. Yeah, cool. Cool, right, anyway. Much nicer looking. Stand out there, nice. Yeah. Right, on with stripping. Okie dokie, hopefully that's stopped wobbling by now. Right, I have established that to get the fairing off, I need to get this wheel off. So, something made a noise there, didn't it? Oh, that's done up very, very, very tight. Now, is it just tight, or is it corroded in place, or is it backwards? This is weird, because I've done it on the other bike and it's not been this much of a problem. These are supposed to sort of hold the we go. I don't know if you heard that, but that was starting to give way. There we go. Ooh. These only need to be loosened off, they don't need to be taken off from memory anyway. Oh, that is not fun. There we go. Nothing a bit of brute force won't ultimately overcome. I will actually, thinking about it, once I got the wheel off, we'll take these off and give the hole a clean out. And the screw and the thread clean out, because it shouldn't have to be that difficult. That bolt. Okay, so I'm going to do the same on the other side. I don't have a lot of space here, so I'm not going to drag you round. Right tight, lefty loosey, yeah, still. Oh. The worst thing is that vibrates, so the whole Allen key and kind of stings around. There we go. Now in hindsight, I'm starting to think maybe I should have done this on the ground and then lift the bike off of the wheel. So I might lower this down now, which will annoy my leg because... Okay, so what I ended up doing was I retightened these, but on this side, so now they're gripping one end of the bolt, which means I am able to extract this, and hopefully the sound's picking me up. So nicely greased. We're going to put that to one side. Right, we're going to take you over. That's going to annoy me. I've just knocked something off the Triumph, but there you go. So you can see the Allen key still in place. But as you can tell, a lot smoother to remove it this time. So now in theory, yeah, of course not. So I'm going to see if I can gently bash it through from the other side. Right. That felt good. Okie dokie. Just need something to push that through a bit more. Take this and let me know if it drops out. That felt good. It's coming. It's coming. Probably not helping with the wheel is. Some feedback. So just keep it put down there. Stuck on something, isn't it? What is it stuck on? Do a torch down here. What time it is. Okay, so just need a bit of gentle persuasion so you can see it in there. I've wrapped it up nice and safe, because obviously the axle's coming back in. But if you look down here, you can see the wheel is completely out. So I'm going to jack the bike up the rest of the way and pull the wheel out completely. And there you go, one wheelless, well, front wheelless motorbike. So let's jack it all the way up. So we're now in amongst the Triumph, but in theory this should now pretty much just come on. And there you go. Look at all the crap in there. So I'm just going to pour that into the bin and then put it out of the way. Okay, hi. This is the sign off for this episode. So I'm going to tidy up the mess I've left, and then I'm going to go and find my wife who's out and about. So next episode, like I said, there's going to be a bit of a special episode to do with some of the upcoming work. And then the next episodes will be things like removing the brakes, which I've already pretty much removed. I had to remove them to move the bike when I got it. But I'll take them off the rest of the way and explain why I'm doing things a certain way. A lot of it's going to be cleaning. So looking at this, everything just needs a clean. A bit of WD-40, bit of soap and water, a bit of a vacuum where I've got all these cobwebs and stuff. So not going to be the most interesting episodes mechanically speaking, but all got to be done. See about trying to flush. I'm looking at the water reservoir now, and also I've got to do the oil. Normally I do the oil hot, but that's not really going to be possible, so we'll think about that and discuss it when it comes to the time. And if people do start to watch this, feedback's always welcome. I'm not a mechanic. I am an engineer. I'm not a mechanic. And I'm losing tools now. So yeah, that's it for this episode. Oh, one more thing. I've left this back one on. Easy to take off. Absolutely no problems to take off. But unless I do something with the forks, there's really no need for it. Taking the front bit off has exposed what I need, so we'll just give it all a clean up, and yeah, that'll be good. So thank you for watching. If you are watching, please like and subscribe, because this is going all the way. Particularly I've got the wheels off, I can't take it anywhere else, so this is going all the way in this garage. Oh, that'll be the other thing in the next episode. I'm taking the back wheel off, so yeah, cool. Alright, thank you for watching, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.